Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Atlas. Today, we're going to be talking about Orchid and where its new movement is going, as well as we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and what's been going on with that, as well as showing you guys a little bit what's going on in the market overall. If you guys are new to the channel, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Definitely feel free to show your support by hitting that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. It not only helps me out, but hopefully gives you a lot of good content in the future as well. Also, if we can get some likes going on, the more likes we got, the higher the discoverability for videos like this. If you guys want to stay up to date with Orchid, this is a big cryptocurrency that I've been trying to keep an eye on and focused on, but I've got other cryptocurrencies I like to talk about as well, and I also like to share some updates on Bitcoin. All of this is for entertainment purposes. Please keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, so you should always go off and do your further research. If you ever watch other YouTuber videos and you see them talking about this as well, and them saying it and it sounds redundant, I just want to make it totally clear and transparent. That way then you guys can get what you can out of this video and then move on. So we're taking a look over here on Orchid. Based on what I had set up on the chart before, you guys can see that I had set up a Fibonacci retracement, and that was based off of the levels that we had with this big push up on August 16th. And off of those levels, since we have continued on, we've seen a trend pattern of a descending triangle, and this is a strong bearish indicator what we've got going on here, with the baseline having been set at for the support at 40 cents. And if we broke below that, then the next level that I had talked about previously before would be down at the 27-cent range. When you look at it from an application perspective, there's a lot of promising future there's a lot of things that are promising in the future of Orchid. And we have to take that into consideration for long term, but in the short term, depending on where you're looking to buy in, or if you're looking to sell off things, you want to take a profit, if you're worried about having further losses, that's where a lot of the TA stuff's going to kind of come into play. When we're talking about the Fibonacci retracement, we're into some pretty dark waters right now, guys. Let's not beat around the bush on this at all. Even though I'm pro Orchid, we still got to be very realistic with this. So we broke below this line of 39.71, and the next range that we could really see is going to be touching down to the 26-cent range, which is not very much more than the 17, 18-cent range that we've been in this consolidated space for many months, if you take a look back in its history there. So hopefully it can stay above the waters here for the 27-cent range. We got a little bit of room to technically play with just in case this does happen. A lot of the people in the cryptocurrency space feel that the Bitcoin prices might just be working on a retest before it actually climbs back up, and that this is something a little bit more organic and natural. But we're seeing it impact the entire industry space, that's for sure. We saw that throughout this triangle pattern that it was at a point where we didn't really have much more else to go. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. And technically, the day is not over yet. I mean, it's 11:32 p.m. my time. This started at 5 p.m. my time. So there's plenty of time for this to be able to flip the switch, and it's just going to create this long downward wick. But the odds of that happening right now, it's not looking very good. We need to have some other stuff come up in the industry space. Primarily, I think that Bitcoin and Ethereum need to have a rally. Some new news came out with Bitcoin. So something like Pornhub, they had actually said that they're accepting it. There's different exchanges for the stock market in several other countries, like Germany, I believe it was, Austria, and Switzerland, that are going to be doing stocks that are directly tied in relationship to Bitcoin. So there's bullish news in the media, but when you're looking at it from a financial side, again, it's not always fully correlated. You got to still look at it on a technical analysis side and be prepared. So in this circumstance, we need to go back up above. I'd say we need to actually pass not only above the 44-cent range, because we're going to see that for the Fibonacci retracement at 0.4421. The levels here I still feel are pretty strong as far as how we have set this up. And if we're able to break above that, then we'd be looking at around 56 cents or so as the next level up. If it continues further down, as I just mentioned, we could see it pushing down as low as, I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words, as low as 27-cent range. And then the next range after that, we're going to be seeing right around 20 cents. And then it's basically back to ground zero. And it was just building up some really good momentum. Recent acquisitions, or not acquisitions, but it being implemented onto a couple other cryptocurrency exchanges, which means that there's more opportunities for people with demand. So we got to keep a close eye on this. Just prepared, you guys. If you're wanting to hold on for dear life or hodl, that is up to you. If you're looking to sell off what you've got now and come back in another time, just be cautious. There's no guarantee it's going to go further down. There's no guarantee it's going to go further up. But the trend pattern right now is suggesting that we're leaning more towards it going down, likelihood of it doing that than it going up. So aside from that, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin, okay? So we have been testing up here right around the $12,300, $12,400 range. This is something that we have even seen in the past history range. It had just temporarily peaked above, but the closing out was actually very clearly near that range. So we want to keep an eye out. If we can actually pass that, then we got a lot more bullish indicators. We're looking at this on the daily, just in case you guys didn't know. And looking at this, we have passed below the 20 EMA. Not a good sign. That's also a bearish indicator. You can see that the relative strength index is even starting to pull below the median zone. Not much, but it's still right about there. And for the support range, we're seeing it support at right around $11,000, almost $11,100. Yeah, like $11,100. If it breaks below that, well, then we're in even more deeper territory. You could expect a range pushing close to $10,500. We might even see the CME gaps around the $9,600 range. As it is right now, it's down almost 1%. OXT down 8%. Quite a bit. As far as the recent days, we've been seeing roughly around 5 to 7-ish% of a fluctuation in change. So this is pretty bearish. If it's going to keep that momentum up, which we're even seeing at the moment, again, it's not looking good. But let's talk about what is looking good for Orchid. They have an article that just came out. Orchid just got faster. The application process for this is even better. Let's go ahead and read this article and share it for you. Orchid is now faster and easier to use than ever thanks to 2 important improvements our team has recently rolled out. These upgrades to the Orchid server and client have increased VPN speeds across the platform. People using Orchid can now expect pages to load even faster and connection speeds to improve noticeably. You will be able to notice this. That's great. A lot of times you hear about things and it's like, oh yeah, it's better. You go and check it out and you're like, it is? I can't tell, but they're saying that it is noticeably improved or improved noticeably. To achieve these performance improvements on the server side, the team made targeted modifications to the SCTP layer of the WebRTC stack, which have improved the congestion control algorithms. On the client side, a modification was made to the maximum transmission unit, or MTU, which regulates the size of a packet to avoid SCTP fragmentation. Together, these 2 upgrades offer Orchid users an improved experience through faster connections on the Orchid protocol. Absolutely good news for Orchid as far as the development goes. Price-wise, let's hope for better days tomorrow, or well, technically still the rest of today. When we take a look at Ethereum, good news is also for Ethereum, because remember that Orchid is built off of the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is still bullish. Even though we have a negative for the daily at 2.29%, we saw in the recent days a very big bullish run up, exceeding above 10% in a climb. Absolutely tremendous movement for Ethereum, and overall we've been seeing a lot of good push up. As you guys can see, pushing all the way back to around July 20th, it's had a pretty steady climb. And it's also above the 20 EMA. So very, very good indicators off on that side. When we take a look at the actual CoinMarketCap side, looking at the top 100 list, just scrolling through this real briefly, you can see most things are in the red. I mean, Tether is up, whoop-de-doo there, but it's up 0.01%. You got Tron up 0.14%. Don't even get me started on that. NEM, 6.02%. That's actually really good. We got 11.58% from UMA, 1.47% from Yearn.finance to $30,965. It was actually higher than this, and it had a bit of a retracement. So I'm kind of surprised it hasn't just fully tanked. Some people might be trying to fight to keep that above water, but this has potential to plunge quite a bit. I would personally, this is my own opinion, I would be more likely to see something like Yearn in the near future have a really big, oh my God, plunge moment as compared to Bitcoin. But, you know, we're talking about 2 different things here. And we scroll on down, you see a lot more in the red. Almost everything is in the red. Almost everything. This is absolutely insane. It's just seas of red everywhere. Also, something to kind of keep in mind, I'm really curious what's going to be happening with the stock market. Depending on when you guys are watching this video, I'm looking at the stock futures, and they're down. Not much, but they're all red too. The S&P 500 down 0.17%, NASDAQ down 0.27%, Dow down 0.11%, meaning that when the market opens up, these are already got people that are working on sell orders. It doesn't necessarily mean that the whole day is going to be going down. I've seen times where stock futures are down, and next thing you know, it rallies up and it does really well. But this all being negative, on top of that, the whole cryptocurrency space being negative, not always correlated with a lot of stuff, but we are talking about some crazy financial times right now, inflation rates, everything else that's going on. Be prepared. Take your investments and put them in the best way that you feel that you should. If you feel like you should have cash on hand, that's on you. Guys, we have a price. It is dropping while we're watching this live. Wow. Minus 10.86%. Look at that. While we're actually recording this video, it is dropping quite a bit. Let me know in the comments what you guys plan to do with Orchid. Also, what you're planning to do with Bitcoin right now, Ethereum. If you guys are holders of any of these, do you still feel bullish in it in the long term or short term? Do you guys have any other news or information that maybe I missed out on that you think could be very valuable? All this stuff is important. The more that you guys comment down below, then the more opportunity there is for us as a community to be able to provide further information and future videos. I can be more inclusive in stuff. I do what research I can. Obviously, not a lot of people end up talking about Orchid in these videos on YouTube, so I'm collecting what I can. I hope you guys do appreciate it and you do enjoy it. And yeah, guys, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.